Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of the brand new foundation by Makeup Revolution stroke XX Revolution. This is called the Glow Skin FauXXdation Luminous Foundation. Now hopefully you've already seen my other review of their other foundation. Makeup Revolution have got various offshoots of their brand. They've got I Heart Revolution, they've got Revolution Skincare, they've got another Makeup Revolution, and then there's Revolution Pro, and now there's XX Revolution. It's all very confusing, but it's all basically the same brand. Anyway, they recently came up with this new brand, XX Revolution, which is basically on a slightly higher price point than we're used to from Makeup Revolution. Makeup Revolution is a very, very affordable makeup brand within the UK. They are a British brand, and they are very well known for duping many different makeup brands out there, such as Too Faced, etc. Anyway, so I took full advantage of the fact that Boots at the time were doing buy two get one free from Makeup Revolution. I bought this foundation, I bought the other foundation, which hopefully you've seen the review of, as well as the concealer. And I got the concealer free, and I had to pay £15 each for the foundation. So this retails at £15. Makeup Revolutions are normally slightly cheaper, but I also think that the reason why they have bumped up the price point is because this is supposed to be a combination of makeup with skincare within the products. So this comes in a reflective pink box, and the packaging itself comes in a very hefty, very heavy glass bottle, and it has a pump dispenser, which is nice and easy to use. Be careful with this, you guys. I dropped this and it landed on my toe. Let's just say I was limping for about 2 days. It is very, very heavyweight glass. Now, like I said, this retails at £15, which is still very, very affordable in comparison to many other brands out there, but still on the more pricier range, considering that it is a drugstore. Now, I'm just looking off of their website. Altogether, I believe there are 55 shades. Now, the shade that I bought was in 10.2. If you've seen my other review of the other foundation, I bought it in the shade 10.5 because I was slightly unsure about my shade. I went by the Conceal and Define foundation, which I've got like 4 shades of. I actually personally find Makeup Revolution shades slightly confusing. I always find that their descriptions never quite match up to my expectations of what it should be. So I'll just read to you what 10.2 is. 10.2 is for deeper medium skin with neutral undertone, whereas 10.5 is medium skin with warm golden undertone. So 10.2 is technically deeper than 10.5. I don't understand why they've whacked in deeper medium skin right in the middle of all the medium skin tones. It's very weird. But when I did purchase this, which has been nearly 2 weeks since I've bought this foundation and the other one, and like I like to do with all my reviews, I like to give products a proper chance to wear it in different types of environments, different types of weathers, wear it for a couple of days, just so that I can see exactly how best it will work on my skin, so therefore I can give you a full and honest review. Now, when I bought this at the beginning of June, the weather in the UK, well in London in particular, was very, very humid and quite cloudy. And it's only recently the sun has really started to hit us, and my skin has slightly started to get a bit darker. So this one matches me a lot better than it did to begin with. So let me just read to you what they say about this foundation. It says, glow up with 55 shades of XX Revolution Skin Glow Foundation, a lightweight buildable coverage foundation infused with illuminating pearl particles. No more dry spells with our hyaluronic acid infused hydrating formula. The medium to full coverage is perfect for customizing your beat for your perfect glowing skin finish and lit from within radiance. Formulated with collagen and peptides. In an epic 55 shades catering to yellow, olive, pink, neutral, cool, golden, orange and warm undertones. Now, as much as I gave the other foundation a 10 out of 10, absolutely excellent, amazing foundation, I'm also going to have to give this one probably quite a high mark as well. Now, bear in mind that that one is a matte foundation. This one is a glow foundation. So this is not one that I would personally say works well with oilier skin tones. I've got normal to combination skin, so I get oily across my T-zone. Now, when I was wearing this was in the height of humidity. So I have worn it in probably, I would say, the most difficult conditions when you are out and about. So I got to test it when it was super humid in London. I personally would say it is actually more on the full coverage side, even though they have described it as medium to full coverage. I find that I get to full coverage very, very quickly. It's very easy to apply and blend out. I don't find that the coverage is patchy whatsoever. It gives a really nice skin-like finish, not matte, but very natural looking. I do have to say that after about 6 hours, the natural oils in my skin started to show through and I started to look shiny, and it became incredibly transferable to the point where I had an itchy nose and I scratched the side of my face and it left a fingerprint on my face. So firstly, this is something you would definitely have to set, and this is also something which is not great for people with oily skin. If you've got dry skin or normal combination skin, this will work a lot better on you. But also bear in mind that it will probably last a lot longer than 6 hours if it's not humid outside. Some of you live in humid environments. This probably won't be the best kind of foundation for you, but if you live in other kind of climates, you probably will find that this works upwards to 8 hours. But there is definitely movement and slight separation on the face the longer the day goes on. Now the brush that I'm going to be using today for you guys is this one here by Real Techniques. It is their buffing brush. You can use any kind of brush or a beauty blender. You don't have to worry about this one drying as quickly on your face as the other foundation. That one dries very fast, so you have to move quite quickly, whereas this one you don't have to as much because it is a glowy kind of foundation. Let me just pull out my nose stud. So I've got nothing on my face other than just normal moisturizer SPF. I actually don't use primers anymore. I actually find that my foundation lasts better on my face when I don't use primers. Sometimes I find primers actually encourage oils to come out in your skin. So I've actually stopped using them over the past almost a year, I would say now. So I'm going to use about a pump on one side of my face. Just for reference, I've got textured skin, I've got hyperpigmentation on my skin, I've got blemishes. My face looks slightly red because I'm actually feeling quite hot. You can probably see the shine on my forehead, which is a mixture of my SPF and the fact that I'm quite hot. Excuse the roots, I've got Cruella de Vil roots, I can't help myself, that's just how my roots tend to grow back, and my hair ain't been straightened yet. I've just kind of come out of the shower all natural. Alright, so that's one layer, and you're probably thinking, didn't she say that it was too dark for her when she bought it? Aha, it oxidizes. Because when I first got it, I was like, yikes! And then after half an hour, I was like, oh, it's now too dark. What? So that's exactly how this and the other foundation performs. I actually do find that a lot with Makeup Revolution's foundations, which is why picking shades, despite the fact that there are 55, can be so difficult, because you can swatch it on your hand in store, even though I bought this before the stores had opened in the UK like they have now, and it will, within about 15-20 minutes, it will start to oxidize. So anyway, so this is what one layer looks like. It looks lovely, it looks fresh, it's got a slight glow to it, which obviously goes hand in hand with the way that the foundation is supposed to be. As I've got a little bit of extra coverage which is needed generally in these two areas and a little bit on my chin, I'm just going to apply a tiny bit more. Obviously it's down to personal preference, but most of you will be quite happy to just use one layer. And even then, I've just put like a tiny little dot, and I'm just going to blob it there and blob it there and blob it there. So it's not even necessarily 2 layers, it's more like 1 layer and a fifth. So I'm just going to push this into my skin. Whenever it comes to kind of glowy type of foundations, I like to push them into my skin because I just find that it fills everything out a lot better. By the way, it's also got quite a fresh scent to it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it has got a pleasant smell. It's not overpowering, even though personally I prefer unscented everything. So this is one layer before I've powdered it or put any other kind of makeup on. As you can see, it gives a really nice flawless finish to the skin. Now I know that it says it has pearl particles in it, but personally I find it really hard to kind of see them. I can't really see them. All I can see is a slight sheen over my skin. So it's quite subtle. And the thing is, well, I will be setting it with this powder, because when you set your skin, especially when you're wearing a glow kind of foundation, it definitely makes your foundation last a lot longer and kind of locks it all in. And this one is definitely important, especially in the summer months, if you want your foundation to last and you don't want to get too shiny. So what I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to finish off the rest of my face. Like I said, to set it, I will be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade number 2, and I will come back and finish off the review just so that you guys can see how well it sits on my face. Okay, so I'm back. Rest of my makeup is done. On my lips I'm wearing the Revolution Matte Pro, what is it? Pro Supreme Matte Lip Pigment in Illusion. So everything is set. My face feels slightly tacky because it is that kind of foundation, despite the fact that I have set the foundation with the powder that I've already mentioned to you guys. So it looks lovely, it looks flawless, but in about another 6 to 8 hours, it will start to move and slightly shift around. What I have found is that as long as you don't touch your face, which I know can be difficult, it will remain in place. It doesn't grab onto any dry patches. I've got a bit of eczema on my chin and it doesn't really accentuate it too much. I've got textured skin, it doesn't accentuate the texture. It smooths it out really nicely and gives a really nice kind of soft glowy effect to the skin. So I personally will give this a 9 out of 10. It does exactly what it claims to do. I will dispute the whole hyaluronic acid within it though. On the ingredients list, it sits very close to the bottom. So despite the fact that this range talks about it being makeup skincare, there needs to be a little bit more of the actual skincare product within it for me to give it that extra 10 out of 10. The reason I haven't given it a 10 is for that exact reason. That is one main selling point. It doesn't really appear to kind of work so well with it. However, my skin looks flawless. It looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. For those of you that have got oily skin, if you do want to try it, maybe just wear it for a couple of hours if you're only wearing it for a few hours. But if you are looking for something which is long wearing, which is going to last you throughout the working day and maybe an evening out as well, it won't work so well. You will start to look shiny. You will have to powder it down as well. So that's it for my review of the brand new XX Revolution Glow Skin Foundation. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.